Hi, my name is Dr. Mandy Deeks. Welcome to this short video on menopause and the workplace. I am a psychologist and I've been involved in women's health for over 20 years. 17 years ago, I completed a PhD looking at the many different aspects of menopause, such as symptoms, mood, and the impact of menopause on relationships and body image. That was in the late 1990s. Can't believe it was so long ago. I have continued to study menopause and counsel women who are in their menopausal years. And I can assure you a lot has changed over the past 20 years. One of the areas we didn't really know much about back then was how women were affected by menopause in their working lives, or how work affected the experience of menopause. The only studies that slightly touched on this were the ones on role and purpose in life. The research found that women who had a role they felt satisfied in, and that could be any role, it might have been a mother, a volunteer, a friend, a partner, a daughter, a worker, those women had less menopause symptoms that were less intense, but that was it. Menopause wasn't really discussed as it related to the workplace. The sad thing is, I don't think it's really discussed that much today either. Women spend many of their waking hours at work, so it would seem important to know how workplaces can support women through menopause and how women can cope with their menopause at work, as the benefits for everyone are huge. I'm lucky enough to talk with many women in my job, and I've been asking women about menopause and their work. There are some very interesting themes that seem to come through, and some things that actually I think are very helpful to know. One of the common themes I hear from women is about the lack of information on menopause available to them and also their co-workers. Many women discuss how it would be impossible for many of their co-workers to even understand menopause because they're not really sure they know much about menopause either. Women tell me they would love it if HR departments and senior managers had more information and training on menopause, or at least understand what menopause is, the symptoms, and how it can affect some women. Another thing many women talk about is the need to cater for the physical aspects of menopause. So if women are having hot flushes or they find they need to visit the bathroom more often, it would be hugely supportive to understand that this is actually a normal part of menopause and not see it as a problem or an issue that makes women feel abnormal. For example, having spaces that women can go to cool down, or being allowed to open a door or a window, or just go and sit outside and work for a little while. Offering extra toilet breaks, or for some women even just acknowledging that a toilet is nearby is vital. It shows respect for what women might be experiencing. During the stage of perimenopause, when hormones are at their most erratic, many women become more forgetful, or they have disturbed sleep due to night sweats, and they worry about making more mistakes at work. Getting treatment for the symptoms of menopause, and even just knowing this is part of menopause, is helpful. For example, many of the women I see worry that these times of forgetfulness are the beginnings of Alzheimer's and it's only going to get worse. Their anxiety about forgetting things then tends to make them think things are worse than they are. The good news is that hormones actually settle and memory tends to come back. And there's also lots of tricks you can do to help. Reducing stress as much as you can is very helpful, as is simply writing things down more or coming up with word associations, particularly for names. Uniforms are another theme that are often mentioned by women when it comes to the physical aspects of menopause. Hot flushes under heavy fabric that doesn't breathe is a nightmare. It's helpful to have breathable fabric like uniforms made out of cotton available to women, or maybe the opportunity to layer clothing. Women in the emergency services, in factories and on building sites actually find this a real issue. While it is acknowledged by women that safety comes first, some understanding would go a long way to helping women at this time. A simple discussion about the effect of uniforms, that can make women feel like, at least they're being heard, that strategies are going to make a big difference to their quality of life, and they feel again respected. Another theme women tell me about is the emotional impact and feeling a bit out of control, and that can come with menopause. Often women experience menopause at the same time that everything else is changing in their lives. Perhaps children are teenagers, maybe they're entering a difficult phase. Parents are getting older, they might need more care. Relationships are changing or health problems are increasing. It can be hard to know what to put down to menopause and what to put down to life. Menopause doesn't cause a clinical depression or anxiety, but it can make women more irritable, grumpy, emotional, and tired. The body that you once knew and trusted can erupt in a hot flush right in the middle of a meeting. Body shapes change, and it can be frustrating to find clothes don't fit in the way they used to. Being kind to yourself and others around you is important at this time. Actually, it's kind of important at all times. Perhaps with increased understanding of menopause, co-workers can also try and reduce pressure and stress in the work environment. Help each other out, look out for each other. Sadly, many women I talk to feel there is a stigma to menopause, and they need to keep their menopause a secret because otherwise they will be treated in a different way, judged as that crazy menopausal woman, or made to feel sick and a nuisance. One woman told me there was no way she would bring a fan to work to cool herself down, as that might cause people to ask questions. The final theme I have found that comes up is this lack of insight that at some time in our lives we all, males and females, experience changes in our life, or our loved ones do, and that's what makes us human. Change is part of being human. Many women say even though their co-workers have partners and mothers and aunties and daughters who are or will go through menopause, they treat female workers with menopause as a problem. The sad part too is that when other things happen to us in our lives, maybe an illness or stress at home, a relationship breakdown or sleepless nights because of a new baby in the house, they aren't seen as a problem or that they can't do their job. Often arrangements are made to support them. The good news is that is what we can do for menopause at work too. The bottom line is that many women at work feel it would be helpful for everyone to learn more about menopause, to bring it out in the open, to understand it more, not be frightened of it, but find ways to deal with it. A menopausal woman is a person who can add great value to the workplace, and with support, you will get a whole lot more out of them. If you would like to know more about the effects of menopause and how to help with all that goes on around menopause, check out my new book, More Than Menopause. Go to Amazon and search for More Than Menopause by Mandy Deeks. You will find a chapter written especially for men and lots of information and tips on how to work your way through this time of life. You may also like to look out for our other videos, What is Menopause?, the physical symptoms of menopause, and also the impact of menopause on emotional health. For now, take care of you and maybe choose one small thing you can do to be healthy today. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.